Hello, I am David on the Compassion Tour at the moment. A lot's been happening in the last weekend. On Sunday and Monday, I did 3 different talks. One was at a yoga studio in Schroon Lake, New York. Another was at a women's group in Peru, New York, and then did one at the Keene Valley Library, and they all went very, very smoothly and very well. A lot of rich, valuable information being shared amongst the people that were there. I think total, mostly on average, the first yoga talk was about 8 people, and then the second one was a little bit bigger at the women's group in Peru, about 20 total, and then the one in Keene was about a dozen. Small groups, relatively small groups to some that I've done in the past, and some there were very similar ideas to the ones that people shared during the groups in Davis. One thing that stood out was someone mentioned that although compassion is often a feeling between two people, it can be an example that leads others to be compassionate and transcend the feeling itself and move on to a virtue or a value, in the sense that those that have been examples of compassion in the past, that legacy lives on and inspires others to be compassionate, to share that same feeling not only with those that are present, but also in addition to those that are influenced by in the future by one's example. And that was an interesting point that came about. At the women's group, there was a lot of wisdom that was there. A lot of the women there were elderly women who had a lot of life experience that they were sharing. And then one thing that I recognize amongst these talks is that it's very therapeutic, very healing for a lot of people to be able to talk about compassion in their lives and how it affects themselves, their family, their loved ones, their friends, and what their ideas about it are, and some of the experiences that they had with it. I'm grateful for the talks and spent a little time this week at the Keene Valley Library for the library, and it's still a steady flow. Did the Lake Placid Farmers Market a couple weeks ago. That went well, it was smooth. Got a steady flow of people there. And yesterday went down to New York City to see Kristen and to participate in the People's Climate Mobilization. And so I went from being around a little town village with 400 people to marching with 310,000. And it was an overload of visual and auditory stimuli. I've been to New York City before, it's been a while. Yet I found that after going through a change in which I see things new now, that I was very much aware, very much in a quiet place. Still, even in the midst of a march. And I'm grateful for the people at four that I met. Fellowship of Reconciliation, great host. Her name is Hope, and the people that are there, great energy to walk with them at the march. And yes, it did happen. Someone did come up to me and say, "Aren't you from Davis?" And I said, "Yes." I thought I'd be able to, in New York, amongst 310,000 people, that no one from Davis would be there beside myself and Kristen. But yet there was someone who recognized me from the corner and came up on. She was there with a Cool Davis sign, It was great to bond with someone in the middle of a march in Manhattan, New York City. Remember, 310,000 people, to be acknowledged for that. Wednesday, going up to Montreal, and we'll see if there's a chance to ask people about compassion there. I'm very grateful that the tour thus far is very smooth. I'm able to coordinate and get here to and fro. Got a ride down to New York and took the bus back, and just got back from the Adirondack Trailways, not Adirondack, the Adirondack Trailways bus. And I'm grateful. The discussions that last week that had to do with compassion showed me that the concept of it is very universal and very useful still, even with the people at the library who are a little bit older, and the ladies at the women's group who are a little bit older. They still are experiencing and just the compassion in their lives from things that may have happened years and years ago, and able to share that wisdom. And I think even the march was part of that as well, that people who are still healing from having their lands taken away or having their freedom taken away are still going through a healing process. And I saw that in the faces and the tears of some of the people that were speaking and singing and walking. And I'm grateful that this is something that I am with the opportunity to share with people who are watching this YouTube video and who may have questions. If you have questions, feel free to ask them. This is an interactive tour, and I'm doing what I can to put it out there so that others can experience it and possibly learn something from the virtue/value of compassion. Grateful, very grateful. I'm gonna sleep well tonight after a week-long's worth of a lot of movement to and fro in the state, and a lot of discussing compassion, and I'm grateful for it. I have a lot of energy. I don't know if you can tell or not, but there's a lot of positive energy flowing through these veins at the moment. As always, again, if you have a question, ask it now. Put it into a video log and answer it the best that I can. And as sort of a routine, I'll say cue the music now, and I will do another one of these after going to Montreal, and then I'll be getting ready for Burlington, Vermont, which I will arrive there the 1st of October. Until then, be well and prosper.